Hey, slashers and scream queens, and welcome back to the Horror Daddies Podcast.
A podcast where we talk about horror movies.
And the daddies and them.
Who are you?
I am the Horror Daddy, Carlos.
And I'm your film daddy, John. And guess what? Evil dies tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
She's so fucking beautiful.
Did not mean to do that one.
Oh.
Evil dies tonight!
There we go.
Yeah. Because we watched Halloween Ends.
Yeah, the controversial.
Very on Twitter. Y'all on Twitter are wild.
It's like
Let
Twitter
me tell
now.
y'all. I've been trying to avoid Twitter all weekend, and it's been very hard because we got to see it Sunday as we speak. But y'all are wild.
Yeah, crazy. Like literally, it started. Boom. Spoilers. Fuck this movie. This movie sucks.
I love this movie. I enjoy this movie. It's very like either you like it or hate it. And you know what? I saw it for myself, and I understand both sides.
Yeah. So we went with, we were worried for sure throughout the whole week. We're like, fuck, these reviews are insane.
Even though I was kind of low key like ignoring them because they don't know cinema.
Okay. But we had to just watch it.
Yeah.
We're completely impartial. Removed everything we read about it. We just went in with a completely open mind. I kind of quite enjoyed it.
I fucking loved it.
I thought it wasn't as bad as people made it seem, but I do get it. I do get why people dislike it.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to see in the eyes of the negatives
Exactly.
and see where they are hating it, but at the same time, it's kind of like they went for something different, and that's probably what I'm liking about it.
Yeah, which
in a
is
way.
I get it, but further in the episode, we'll get into it. Because if you haven't seen it, it's on Peacock. Go watch it. If not, just go to the theaters. Please go to the theaters. It's it's great. So go support the movie, anyways. But we're gonna be full spoilers if it's your first time here. We're completely full spoilers. While you're at it, give us a subscribe and a like.
Yes, please.
That'd be pretty awesome.
And tell me how much you love me.
Well, yeah, him. And let me know what you think about the movie, because honestly, very controversial. What did you like about it?
I honestly want to know from an adult perspective, because I don't want no children acting like a child and why they hate it and fuck this, fuck that. Honestly, have a sit down and it's like, why didn't you like it?
Yeah.
Or
why did you like it?
I was honestly very nervous for this episode because I thought he was actually gonna fucking hate it.
No.
And I already know how I am because I'm very easy to make. How do I say?
He's very like, you can satisfy him. Just give him a Laurie versus Michael, and he's like, well, I love this movie. He still loves kills. I don't like it, and he loves it.
I want to say love.
You literally said, I still love kills. You literally said that,
but not like, I love it. My problem with kills is the bar scene in the hospital, whatever.
Yeah, he can't ignore that. Which at me, it's like, well, that's 80% of the movie. Like, I don't mind the Michael scenes, but kills.
But I'm not gonna lie, I was sitting in the theater watching this, and I was kind of like jumping through my seat.
Yeah.
I was like, "This is fucking weird," and I'm here for it.
I wouldn't say it's so fucking weird. Like, it's different because should we just jump right into it?
Yeah,
of course, we're not gonna be going beat by beat. A quick summary of the movie is pretty much we follow
Corey.
a new character named Corey,
Played by Rohan Campbell.
Yeah, which
I fell in love.
I love you.
He's fantastic. But pretty much in 2019, so it takes place a year after the events of the previous two movies, and he is a babysitter taking care of this kid, and he accidentally kills this kid, which it's crazy, but it's hilarious as fuck.
Honestly, this movie had a great opening.
It's a pretty fantastic opening.
I was kind of nervous this opening was going to be like the weakest out of the three. Nah, probably the best one.
Yeah, I honestly started laughing because it's so comedic how it happens, but pretty much he goes to jail or he goes to court, is not guilty because it was an accident.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much talking about how like society sees him as a monster now. So he is completely outcasted from society. Laurie Strode, of course, lover, and Allison are living together, and they're thriving. They're having a great time. They've moved on from everything that's happened from Halloween Kills. Yeah. We don't know a timeline because it says 2019, but then it jumps to maybe 2020 or 2022. We don't know yet. So or unless we missed it. But pretty much they're having a great time. Lori meets Corey, and Corey introduces Corey to Allison.
Yeah.
And they pretty much kind of have a thing together.
And from there on, Corey seems to be...
Corey is a little off. He's falling into... It's pretty much him going to madness.
Yeah. And since Michael is not really... Michael's still kind of like not a... I wouldn't say Michael. Let's put the boogeyman. It's still a presence in this town. People, every time Halloween comes around, are very scared, which I think it might be taking 2022. The years are going by. They're seeing Corey as a monster, but, still the presence of Michael's still also there. And then Corey's kind of like a new boogeyman to some people because of what happened, which I'm kind of like that, because it's kind of like a legend lives on, but another, like one legend dies and another is born, kind of way thing, with Michael disappearing. But with this opening, I do like two things. One, the child dies.
Which sounds horrible, but it's like I find it so comedic.
It's not that oh, children dying, hell yeah. It's not that. It's just something about let's take a swing and kill a kid, and it's pretty shocking.
It's shocking.
Because it's like it 2017, where like I was not expecting Georgie to get his arm ripped off, and it happened.
When I remember when that happened, I looked at you like, what the fuck?
I was like, oh, we tormenting children now? We're in a new era. But I did like that they were watching The Thing.
Yes,
which is kind of called back to the original.
Yeah.
But this kid, he's kind of funny. He's like a Julian, where he's like, oh, you suck as a babysitter, and I'm not worried because
they
Michael
don't like each other.
They don't. They really don't. But he's like, Michael doesn't kill children. He kills the babysitter, so I'm not scared.
Yeah.
And then in this beginning scene, they're kind of playing with like, is Michael here? Because the kid disappears. It looks like there was a bit of a struggle with something, because like the lamp is knocked down, and then you see shadows behind Corey as he's trying to find this kid, and then the knife disappears. So it's like, oh shit, it's Michael back.
But then he finds a knife, and then you hear the kid. I forgot his name. What's his name again?
I forgot.
Yeah, the kid that dies. You hear him like,
like
help. And he goes up. He's nervous because he's like, oh fuck, it's happening. And he gets locked into his room, and he's like, haha, he's gonna get you.
He locks him in the attic.
Yeah, which is kind of fucked. It's spooky already up there.
Yeah, this house is very like Jumanji. I know this is way out there, but like the house was so big in Jumanji.
It's like four stories.
Yeah,
it's wild. I'm like, damn. But he gets locked in there, and when he opens, he's like kicking the door down, like trying to be like, get me out of here.
Yeah. He
kicks it, and the kid gets hit by the door, and it's like you see the parents walking in, like, hey, how's everyone? Boom! The kid just fucking dies.
Yep. I thought he would, because I was like, there's no way Michael's here.
No.
I thought he was just gonna stab him on accident, and they're gonna find him like with the knife. No, he kicks the door. It's like a Vanessa in Halloween Kills, where she gets hit by the door and shoots herself.
Yeah,
this kid got fucking knocked out.
It's that level of comedy.
I don't know how tall the railings were, but this kid must have flew over those railings.
That's why I was like,
because he's a little. But honestly, though, the way he hits the ground, the mom's like, oh
shit,
and the way she's screaming, like it's really sad. She's screaming that her kid's dead, and we look up and Corey's holding a knife. And the way it cuts to the theme song, I don't know. I got real hyped for this movie. I was like, okay, I'm here for that.
It's that theme song, man. Every time you hear it, you just always go,
yeah.
Like you have to dance to it. Yeah. Like it's just how it is.
But it was so epic because I feel like the opening Halloween Kills wasn't as epic.
No, it was just kind of like more sample.
Soothing.
Yeah,
because 2018, I felt like I was very epic with the podcast. So I was holding the mask and telling Michael, I don't know why he wanted Michael to speak.
You know why? Because it was a continuation, and this one was like, no, it's not.
Yeah, that's true. But this one feels like it's kind of like we can kind of not have to watch.
No,
Kills,
we don't have to.
Or even Halloween 2018.
This movie, honestly, you'll probably benefit from not even watching 18 or Kills. Just know that there was a past. They'll still mention it anyway, so you can get it from people talking.
Lori gives a quick, brief synopsis of what happened in the 78, 18, and Kills, because she's writing a book.
Yeah, because honestly...
And I kind of like the montage in the beginning.
I am okay with it. I just don't like because it's supposed. I don't know. The reason why people don't like it is because for me it feels like it's disconnected completely from everything. So it's like they're like, fuck the story that we were going for. We're just gonna do
it's
something
like a new movie. And I was kind of telling him because they also used the font for Season of the Witch.
Yeah,
that they kind of went and did a original trilogy.
Yeah,
but with like a updated where we get Halloween 1 and 2, and then Season of the Witch. Well, we kind of get Halloween 1 and 2, but then this one kind of derails a little bit, but we still get Michael.
Yeah,
so it's like, kind of them making Season of the Witch as the third one.
And it's like a lot of people are like, oh, they knew what they were doing. I was like, I don't think so. I think that was just like a homage, and the movie's whatever. My thing is that I think Kills could have just been like out, and then this one could have been like kind of because there's what's the plot to Kills? What's the plot to Kills?
I mean, what's the plot for Halloween 2?
Yeah, but it's like if you're gonna make a trilogy, then what the fuck?
I get it. Because it's like, isn't it like I've told you? I can watch 2018 and give me an extended version of 2018 where we kind of just get the kills in Halloween Kills as a montage. We cut to Karen dying. Spoiler.
Yeah, I mean,
but
if you're here.
Yeah, if you're here, you should know that. Where Karen kind of dies, and then we cut straight to this movie.
Yeah.
Kind of like what Lori did as she's writing her book.
Yeah, because that's the thing. She's also writing a book about her story.
Yeah.
About the boogeyman. And I like it. And I do understand that she's trying to thrive in this life. My thing is just that it feels like such like going back from Halloween 2018 and Kills. It just feels like such a weird like oh, now everything's fine. And I wish we had more of her. Like, damn, we are still.
I feel like if I were to rewatch this timeline, I feel like I'm just gonna end up always watching just this one.
Yeah, I mean, I like 2018.
I love 2018. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, and I still like some parts of Kills, but I feel like since this one kind of has all of that in a montage,
that you can just skip everything, and it's true. It is very true. You can definitely skip it, and you just get little. It's just this movie's so disconnected, and you have to go with it being like this is its own movie, and just watch it like that. Forget Kills and everything. Just watch this, and you'll kind of get all the clues because the majority of this movie is following Corey's story. We don't really get much more for Lori.
Yeah, Lori she's kind of moved on.
She takes a back seat in this movie until the very end.
Yeah.
I will say this movie is a giant false advertisement though.
I mean,
people are mad because it felt like disappointing, but I get it because you're advertising this movie as like Lori versus Michael and all these pictures of them together and fighting off, and it's like all the trailers like them fighting, and I'm like, then that's like the last bit of the movie.
Yeah, I will say yes, it's true. Because I saw the trailers, and all the trailers were them two fighting. Yeah. And like him kind of stalking her, which only happens once.
Yeah.
And it's not really that. The fight's 2 minutes.
Yeah. It literally is so fast. Well, everything you see,
but I did
there's like two things.
But I really did love that fight, even though it was short. I really liked it.
Yeah, like I was just kind of like, it felt like they were like, let's just make this whole crazy movie that wasn't in the trailer at all. And then they're like, but we have to put in that fight because we promoted that.
And I kind of like that because from the trailers, but I don't know, something about it that I wasn't disappointed about the fact that I got something that I was not expecting. Following this kid,
you did know that this movie wasn't gonna have Michael.
I did know that, and I was because I was like, okay, we're not gonna have Michael.
Because we're already expecting.
Yes.
Okay, Michael's not gonna be in here, so.
And then from the trailers, like I knew who he was going to kill and who not. I just didn't know that this kid was gonna end up being in the mask.
Yeah.
And do some of the kills too with Michael. Yes, I said that.
Yeah, he literally has a little sidekick.
Which honestly, kind of dig it.
My thing is, I don't mind it. It's just like you put in this thing where he can't, like, he's killing everyone near him, and it's like then all of a sudden he's fine with working with somebody, and it's like it feels like such a different Michael,
but
from the ones that they already established.
Yeah, because there's a scene where. So this kid ends up finding Michael because this kid gets this guy because he's a man.
Yeah,
he's like 24. He ends up getting bullied by some high school seniors. Ends up falling over a bridge, and someone pulls him into the sewers. Come to find out is Michael. Michael takes people into the sewers to kill them. That's why there's like missing people here and there. Which it was a missing poster for Megan, and I don't know. Yeah. I'm pushing a little too far here, but it might. I don't know if it's an homage to Megan is missing.
It may be because I was also looking, and I'm like, but I don't know how that girl looks, so I don't know. I didn't know.
It doesn't look like that girl, but I just thought the name maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Or Megan the doll. Who knows? Blumhouse.
True.
But Michael waits for him to wake up, and Michael was going to kill this guy. He was going to kill Corey, but then Michael looked into his eyes and I guess saw evil in this kid.
Because they saw his past. Because it cuts to a montage of the kid dying.
They kind of threw in the whole Jamie Lloyd ending of Halloween 4 where she kind of becomes him.
Yeah.
And, we go into 5 with the psychic connection. It's kind of like that. But they're not really have a psychic connection. It's that Michael looked at him and he knew that there was evil inside of him and let him live.
Yeah.
And it also felt because then this kid ends up bringing a person into the sewers, and then Michael for some reason looks weak and like he's dying. Michael's dying.
Yeah, he's a fucking old man.
Yeah,
like how many years? 4 years maybe. That's past.
Yeah.
How did he get healed? How did
he's a cannibal. He must have been killing those people to eat them.
But like his fingers were fucking blown. He was stabbed. Like how is this man still alive?
And that's the thing. And here, this is gonna sound crazy and not realistic at all, but I'm here for it because what if the fuck ever?
Yeah, it's like whatever.
Laurie in the last movie said the more he kills, the more he whatever. So I'm assuming he takes these people, and as he kills them, he kind of gets some kind of source of power from that.
That's what it seems like it.
Kind of like the Hocus Pocus, the witches suck the soul out of the children and become younger again. Because then he starts killing people, and it seems that Michael's as he's killing, he's getting stronger.
Because you feel like he's like limping, and then he like gets up and like straightens out. And I'm like, oh, this motherfucker is just regenerating.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
I don't know if that's what's happening.
Yeah.
But I like it.
I was like, whatever. But then my thing is that later in the movie, Corey is like he's going crazy because people fucking hate him and they're like, oh, you're that fucking weirdo, that psychopath,
and the town's rejecting him and it's kind of fucking with him, and that's what kind of
you think what I got from that? Kind of like, oh, this is what cancel culture does to you. Like it makes you go because the last movie had that whole like mom mentality, and in this one it felt like it was like, oh, this poor man, just made an accident and then everyone's quote unquote canceling him and then he's going crazy, which I'm like, doesn't fit, honestly. But.
So it feels like Corey was a good guy because his whole thing, he was supposed to go to college. He mentioned that in the beginning.
And
then the town is so poisoned by what happened in 2018 that now that this guy committed an accidental murder, they're seeing him as a monster. And then they're so like the town is so poisoned by Michael that they're rejecting now this kid, and this kid is like I don't know if I feel like I'm going in a circle, and it's like it doesn't want to come out what I want to say, but he feels rejected, so no one loves him, so he's turning that into anger, and that anger is turning into him killing people.
Yeah, which it's like it's fine for what it is. I just do think it just comes off so random. I would have preferred if the intro scene was like not necessarily that he killed the kid, but like someone is trying to be Michael, and it's like, oh, it's not just that Michael's evil, it's the town itself has been, like you said, kind of has been poisoned, has been cursed, and it's like Michael doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who is under the mask, is that it's spawning people just like Michael every year or every so often. Which,
hear me out, because now that this is a Blumhouse own, Halloween is a Blumhouse own thing, they're not gonna let this go.
Yeah, possibly.
And
not.
This is probably gonna turn into an anthology series now.
I'd be fine.
And I think this was their test.
You think so?
Because they're like, let's sit Michael back. Let's see what. Because I mean, he puts on the mask and you can't tell who's under the mask. It doesn't matter who's under the mask. To me, it doesn't matter. The guy's killing people, and in the shape mask, which daddy, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm here for the mask, not for the man underneath.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I guess that's true.
Pull that shirt open, baby. Keep that mask on. Let's get it on. So like, I feel like this is kind of
oh my God, she's a complete slut.
Not like the nurse though. So
oh my God, that nurse.
If it feels like this was kind of their test to see, like, can we really turn Halloween into what John Carpenter kind of wanted to do and make Halloween an actual anthology? Now that we have said goodbye to Laurie and Michael, and we can maybe keep it in Haddonfield or move it somewhere else.
Yeah,
where like we have these cases of guys or women turning into these monsters killing people or other stuff.
My thing is that one of the things that Season of the Witch did happen was that they advertised it as Halloween 3, and then it's like no Michael. Even though you watch the trailer, there's no Michael in sight.
No, you should have known.
You should have known that wasn't that it was different. Mm-hmm. So it's like I don't mind an anthology, but I feel like it's just gonna repeat itself. Where it's like, well, why name it unless it's Halloween as a title and then a subtitle, not Halloween 4.
And I think that was the mistake for Halloween 3.
Yeah,
that was putting the 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they should have named it Season of the Witch, a Halloween story.
Yeah, exactly. Something simple. And I don't mind an anthology story. I would love that. Does it necessarily have to have Michael in it? I don't think so. I think the story already ended. I think it's fine. Mm-hmm. I think the story they should just lay it to rest and just do their own thing. But obviously, this is probably gonna make a lot of money.
It's
maybe
not.
It's
the IP. It's the name Halloween.
Yeah, that's gonna make money regardless. So, will Blumhouse kill it, or kind of,
or will Blumhouse go for a Season of the Witch remake? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which honestly though,
I would be down for that.
Please.
Now that's weird. That's a fucking weird movie, and I fucking love it. But that's my thing about this movie. I liked it for what it was. I did enjoy it. I liked the character of Corey. I thought it was a pretty complicated character. I do find it kind of funny because he's like, Allison, you need to come. I'm going crazy.
Allison was so horny for this guy.
Allison is hot. Oh
but
my God.
I get it. He's an upgrade from Cameron.
She's so fucking beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Cameron. I'm glad he's dead.
But she has a tie with the curly hair.
Yeah, definitely. But she was like, she went for him. Like she was like, I want you.
Yeah, let's talk about how they met. So Corey goes to a gas station to buy some chocolate milk. He seems to like chocolate milk. And
I think it's a symbolism in film where it's like innocent people usually will drink milk. Mm-hmm. So it's like, like kids, like it's innocent, the symbolism of innocent,
So he buys the milk. He goes outside and these high school seniors want him to buy alcohol and he says no. So they end up fucking bullying him and he gets pissed so he breaks a glass bottle in his hand, cuts his hand, they push him. Lori kind of saves him. And I really like Lori in this movie. She's a cool grandma.
Lori's fantastic. Yeah. She's so likable.
And she's like, "Oh, let me take you to the hospital, but first, you want to get some revenge?" And she pulls out a knife, and I was like, "Wait, hold on, Lori. Are we about to kill some kids?"
They kill kids at the beginning of the movie. They're like, "Fuck it, let's go on a slaughter."
No, but he slashes his tire. She takes him to the hospital where he meets Allison.
And Allison from the beginning was like, "Oh, damn."
Yeah, and then we get back home, and Allison's like, "You did that on purpose," and she says, "Yup."
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yeah, and I really do like this scene because Lori's she's carving a pumpkin, and they're talking about the boy, and then she starts telling Allison that you just need to get out there and get some because it's been a while for you. And she tells her these exact words. She says, you need to find someone that can let go, that makes you want to rip your shirt off and show grief your fucking tits and say, you know what? Let's go. And honestly, I was like, I like this Lori.
Yeah, this Lori was like living. I was like, if this is my grandma, I'd be so happy.
She's living life now, and I like that. And I like that. It's because it's giving her time to kind of grieve Karen and get past it. And I'm assuming she got some help, and the book is kind of helping her kind of release those emotions. And she just seems very happy now.
Yeah.
But also, she's ready if Michael just in case shows up.
Oh yeah, she's like, I'm still ready, bitch. Like, don't get it twisted.
Yeah, my house is not a trap anymore, but if you want to walk in here, he gonna get his ass beat.
Which I do like this Lori for sure. Like, she is so likable. Like the first line she had, like besides the like monologue at the beginning, it was like cracks me up. Like her and Allison have a great relationship. I will say, as hot and beautiful and amazing as Allison was, I kind of disliked her a little bit in this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's like she felt like she didn't learn anything from the previous movies. And it felt like, I know it's like, but fuck
she's
grief,
also
you
young.
know? Like, I get it. Like, I get like the fuck grief, like, let me live my life.
Yeah.
But it's like, I felt like I would have understand that if Lori would have been like super protective over her.
Yeah.
Which Lori wasn't. Lori was kind of like, do your thing, girl.
She wasn't until Corey started showing signs of like psycho.
Yeah, but even then, she wasn't like, it was already too late into the movie. Like if she was like, I don't want you out with Corey anymore, blah, blah, blah. Earlier in the movie, were like restricting her, I would have get that she would have been like, no, let me fucking live my life. Like, what happened to you?
It's kind of crazy what I'm about to say, and this is really wild. So just don't listen to me when I say this. But it was just a thought that went into my. It's kind of weird that it was kind of like Lori dating Michael with Allison and Corey. If Lori would have fell in love with Michael Myers.
Mean, yeah, kind of. Fucking kind of. Like, that was my thing. It's just like, it felt like she kind of didn't learn anything. And it was like, he literally goes, I killed somebody to her. And she was like, oh, okay.
But I sat there and I thought about, I was like, oh, she's thinking he's talking about the kid.
Yeah, which, yeah, possibly.
But he had already killed someone, literally killed someone right before he told her that. Because he killed the person and went to her to tell her.
Yeah, and he's like covered in blood. And she's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because he got jumped. He did get jumped right before that too. Then they also were showing like this shredder the whole movie, and I was like,
oh yeah,
what's gonna happen with the shredder?
Which
we'll get there.
We'll get there when we get there.
But in the young, he works at a mechanic shop, and I do like that we kind of see what's gonna become of him because he's wearing the blue mechanic's jumpsuit, and I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing. They're already kind of telling us they're about to put this kid in Michael's shoes.
Yeah, and it's like, you have all these people, the radio tower that we keep seeing in all the movies, for nothing.
I will say, I was a little disappointed.
Like, what the fuck?
Out of all the things that I could have made me mad about this movie, that was the one thing that made me mad about this movie. Because they throughout this whole series, and I felt like it was a joke. The directors, I'm gonna get y'all.
Yeah.
Because y'all think this is gonna be so important. It really isn't.
It was so worthless.
Because it's just a guy that works there, and then he goes and kills them. Which honestly, I wanted this guy to say "trick or treat, motherfucker" just once.
Yeah, like I thought it was.
He felt like that character.
Yeah, he felt like Busta Rhymes.
Yeah,
because it's. I mean, I get that he's supposed to be like, people don't like him because he profits off the murders.
His whole thing is the radio show.
So I don't know. It could be something like, oh, the media kind of repeats all these tragedies over and over again and poisons everyone.
That's
Maybe.
exactly what I see that.
Yeah,
people listen to the radio.
Exactly. I wish it was more of a bigger deal throughout the movies. And my thing is that it felt like they just introduced all these things and they just kind of it feels disconnected because who the fuck, we never heard him in the other movies. I don't remember his voice at all. So it's like, I wish we would have heard like maybe Lori driving and he's talking about the murders and she just turns it off, or in Kills they keep mentioning about Lori's house on fire. Like something that makes me throughout the movie be like, damn, this motherfucker don't shut up about that. But we don't hear that. We just get introduced in this movie and it's like a lot being introduced. I would have liked Corey to be introduced maybe in the last movie where he's like exposed to Michael.
That's what I was saying about Tommy and Lindsay.
From
Kills to Halloween 2018.
Yeah. And then what was I forgot her name. Oh my god, why am I blanking? The girl that survives Michael in Kills.
Forgot. Sandra.
What happened to her?
The cemetery.
No, not her.
Oh, okay.
The one that fights Michael.
Lindsay. Yeah, what
happened to her?
So they have her survive, and I was like, okay, so maybe they're setting her up to have kind of a fight scene with him again. I don't know, but she now works at a bar. She's
a crystal girl.
Love that, and
that's it.
And I could. And I read something on, because listen, the whole weekend I'm trying to avoid spoilers, and someone on, I did stop at a tweet where someone's like, oh, I was so nervous with Lindsay's scene, I thought she was gonna die, and I was like, so does she have a scene with Michael? But no. I guess I read that wrong, because Lindsay was a waste in this movie.
They hyped her up.
They really hyped her up.
Even
in Kills.
In trailers, she's like with the family and everything. We have one scene with her with the family, and it was like 5 minutes maybe, or not even.
And like, because that scene with her in Kills was that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. And I was like, great. Okay, Lindsay, and I thought she would have came back, I don't know, help Lori or something. I thought she was gonna show up at the end in the kitchen, how Allison showed up too.
Oh, maybe.
But no,
it just kind of like she was just there. They showed her to, hey, she's still good, but she's a crystal girl now. Yeah, and then she's gone. Then I was like, what happened to her?
Because she could have at least got a stab in.
Yeah, or something, a punch or something. But no, but. Yeah, so that's why it feels like for me like such a like disappointment, because it's like y'all built this up to then just scrap everything and just be like, let's just do a random thing.
And I can see that as a problem, but that's why, like I told you, I kind of will see this movie as kind of its own movie,
and that's the way to see it.
Where like I can watch 1978 and then skip right to this one because I already know what happens in between all that.
Yeah, and
in
it's
my
like
head, and they kind of show it to you in a quick scene.
And it's like I do love the cinematography in the movie. There's one
the
shot,
soundtrack. I think
the one that really stuck with me was when Corey when he meets Michael and then he goes to leave and it's like a circle and then it's
and
just a
fighting.
silhouette. No, it's a silhouette trying to crawl out but kind of like looking back and it's like spinning and it's kind of like he's driving into like going into madness. I was like, that's kind of pretty. Like I kind of like that.
So when Michael kills the first guy, the Mulaney, which another waste. Because I was like, that's where that's coming from. But I guess
they hyped it up.
I guess he killed the Mulaney.
Yeah, he killed one of the Mulaney's. Which one?
Mulaney's get fucked with.
Yeah, fuck you, Mulaney's.
But did you notice that did you notice Michael when he was flashing?
Yeah.
I was like, that was real creepy because he blended into the rocks, and I was like,
it's really fucking unsettling. And then he like looks there, and he's not there no more. And I was like, what?
I know, it was so good, y'all.
Yeah.
What else do I want to talk about?
Yeah. So okay, should we talk about like the third act?
Okay, great. Yeah.
So pretty much in the third act, Corey's gone crazy.
Yeah.
He goes and fights Michael. Like
and
throws hands.
And honestly, I was very cool because I'm like, why didn't Michael just kill this kid? But Michael's like, no. Wait till I die and I'll pass the torch to you. Just be patient.
Motherfucker, wait.
I got a few more years on me.
He's like, nah, bitch, fuck you.
So Corey's like, no, I need your mask. And starts fighting Michael and they're just struggling. And I'm like, this is very father and son.
Yeah.
He's like, I need the torch now, Michael. You need to die. So
he pushes him to the ground.
Takes
the mask and leaves. And Michael gets up, bitch.
And goes,
this motherfucker really did that.
Wait till I get back. My back hurt right now. Hold on.
So then he goes and finds the people that did him wrong. So he first goes
Halloween kills. He goes on a rampage pretty much.
Yeah. He goes to the high school kids, scratch Psycho with a knife on the kid's car. They follow him to where he works. And
I thought this was when the shutter was gonna come into play.
Oh, really? So everything, he has everything set up. And he starts killing these kids. He fucking...
Honestly, the worst one was the one that got ran over with the fence.
Yeah.
One of them gets stabbed with their drumsticks in the eye. He dies. The two girls start running away. They jump the fence, but one is too late. When she gets to the other side, he rams the fence and she gets trapped under the fence because he leaves the truck underneath it.
Yeah, and she's screaming bloody murder.
Yeah.
So the other girl's trying to help her. She fucking hits. We don't see it, but she gets hit with something. I think it was a wrench or something.
With the wrench. And it's him already as Michael in the mask and everything. So it's like, to me, it doesn't matter if it's Michael Myers or Corey. The mask is there and the kid is acting like Michael, or like the shape, so you can't even tell at that point.
And he looks really good. I thought he was gonna look goofy, kind of like the motherfucker in 2018.
He looks like the young Michael again from 1978.
And then the main bully,
he goes to the dad because the dad works there, and the dad's watching a Rob Van Dam movie. I can't tell you which one.
I can't remember which one. My dad would know.
Yeah, he would. And then he grabs the shotgun. They go see what's happening. And Corey's holding the mask, standing across the street. So the bully goes to shoot and shoots the dad instead because the dad took a bullet for his son.
Yeah, which I was kind of like, okay.
But the bully gets like the worst because he takes the torch and just fucking shoots it into his mouth.
The welding torch and just melts his face.
And you can see it. It's like kind silhouette. The silhouette of it while the other girl's watching it screaming, and it looks brutal. And then that girl, he just fucking stomps her face down. And
like 2018. What's the doctor's name?
Sartain.
Sartain.
And and then he goes to the radio station where there's a cameo.
Oh yeah, Diana Prince, baby girl. She goes there. It was spoiled for me, but I'm glad she was there. I was like, it felt like that meme with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, like
oh shit.
Yeah. And then he kills the radio host, which is really funny. That was really brutal because he smashes his head and cuts his tongue off for talking too much shit. And then you just hear the tongues on the fucking vinyl, and it keeps interrupting the radio station too.
And then you hear Allison listening to the station, and you hear the song skip.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the fucking motherfucker's tongue.
Yep.
But it's cool as fuck. I love that kill. I thought that kill was pretty fucking great. Yep. It reminded me of the first kill from 2018. With the guy, at the gas station. Yep, that one's a cool one.
And then he goes and kills his mama.
Yes, he kills his mom
because she also crazy.
Bro, she's like Eddie's mom from It. like controlling.
10 times worse, I feel.
Oh my god, because she can move, bro. And she's like so like get back home. No, fuck you. Oh man, I didn't mean that. I love you. But fuck you. It's like so crazy. I'm like, no wonder this motherfucker went insane.
But then this is when he goes to Lori's house.
Well, so Lori and Allison are having a fight because Allison said, "Fuck you, stop trying to ruin my life." Because Allison and Corey are supposed to move away from Haddonfield because they feel like Haddonfield is poisoning them.
And their motto is, Allison's like, I wish I could just burn this town to the ground, and he goes, "Oh, I'll start the match for you." It's kind of romantic in a psychotic way.
It's like Romeo and Juliet if they were both psychopaths.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde. Oh, there you go.
That came back.
Maybe. So, so we have Lori being like, fuck, like, I don't have this relationship with my granddaughter. I poisoned her because she said my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, my family are dead because of you. Yeah. Because supposedly, I guess Lori should have just left Michael alone.
Everyone's in the town think that Lori was the one that fucking summoned him to come back.
Yeah.
That only would make sense if Lori was the one to push the bus out of the way. And that we don't know if that actually happened or not.
That's the thing.
And that was never answered.
It feels like people are blaming Lori, and I'm like, why? Like, there's no reason.
Because she went around the town screaming bloody murder, and Michael was really bloody murdering everyone. It's because of everything that happened in the last two movies.
Yeah, but it's just like it feels because it's like you should have just left him alone. And it's like, what the fuck?
He's a fucking wild animal.
like what do you want to do? Just kill more motherfuckers? But she goes into her room, grabs a gun.
She turns off everything and she's like, whatever.
She dresses as her classic outfit too.
Because she takes off her cardigan, it's underneath that outfit. And like, she takes out a gun, she calls the police and she's like, I'm here to report a suicide.
And gives her address.
And I fell for it, and she's walking around the house and you see that someone's coming up the stairs. And she goes kind of behind the door and you hear the shot. And I'm like, but I kind of knew because it wasn't red, it was orange.
I just remember from the trailer.
Well, that too. But I mean, I was so into the movie that I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah. But like, she blew up the jack-o'-lantern. The Michael comes in and it's not a real Michael because in the trailer I can tell that wasn't the real Michael, so the hand. Yeah. And she doesn't say, "All right, let's go," like in the trailer. She says, "You really think I was gonna kill myself?" And
you
shoots
stupid
him.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he shoots Corey like 4 times in the chest. Yeah. He falls down the stairs. It was two. Oh, I shot him 2 times.
She shot him 2 times.
So he falls down the stairs like the kid, lands on his back, and she takes his mask off, and she says it. "You come here to kill me, fucking do it." Yeah. And he starts laughing because he hears Allison coming through. Because Allison, her car's fucked up, so she hears it.
He turns into like Chucky and Cedar Chucky, where he goes, "If you can have her, no one can, and nobody leaves me," type shit.
Yeah, just like that. And fucking stabs himself in the throat. Yeah. And Lori's like, "You motherfucker." Because
now she looks guilty.
She grabs a knife.
Full circle.
Yep. And Allison's like, "You, what the fuck, grandma?" And she starts crying and she looks at her gun again. Why did she shoot at the wall like 3 times?
To run out of bullets.
Oh, she did it on purpose?
Yeah, to show him that, hey, I'm out of bullets, so come kill me if you want to. I'm not going to shoot you.
Okay. That's what I thought at first, but I didn't
She was challenging him.
Yeah, which I'm like, what's up, bitch?
Yeah. So then Allison leaves. She gets a call from Hawkins talking about, "Oh, hey, there was a report of a suicide from your grandma's house. What's up?" And she looks over to the radio station. It's on fire.
Yeah, which I'm like, what?
That's the thing that's coming back. Because remember, her and Corey were having like, "Oh, let's burn the." So she knew that was him. Yeah. So then she's kind of like, "Oh my God, he was evil." It kind of hit her in that realization.
Which is like, bitch, you should have known from the past 2 movies.
But this final scene, I was on the edge of my seat, literally.
He was.
And I was like, "Oh my God, it's about to happen." Because Lori's in a corner, sad as shit, but then she looks over and her back door is open and she just realized that the real boogeyman's in her house. Yep. And it's not like, "Oh, the back door's open. How could that happen?"
Evil dies tonight.
It's like she knew Corey came through the front door and that motherfucker came through the back door. And then she hears the footsteps and she gets up. You know what I was kind of disappointed, and it's not that big of a deal. It's whatever. It's trailers, I get it. Because in the trailer, she's in that corner, and you see Michael come out of for a fuel.
They fake that shit.
Yeah, and it's like, "Come and get me, motherfucker." She doesn't do it, and I was kind of like, "Aw."
Yeah.
But I love this because she's walking around the house super quiet, just walking to see you see her go across the kitchen, and I like this because she's already been through the panic mode. Mm-hmm. She already knows.
Yeah,
Like, what's up? I'm okay.
I'm aware of
you. I've kind of been waiting for this to happen, but in a calm way. And she hides in the pantry. She sets up the microwave, hides in the pantry.
I do like that. There's a constant like tick. Because it's like like a little string with like a little bulb on it or whatever hitting the blinds, and it's like you hear it tick tick tick, and Michael's listening, looking, and then she like goes to like stop it because it's like making a noise because it's right next to her. And when she stopped it, Michael immediately looks over, and I'm like, "Holy, that is so creepy."
She was planning that shit out.
You
though.
think so?
I think so because listen. Honestly though, when he did the whole neck thing, it reminded me of Jurassic Park when the velociraptor with the spoon and they go. But she stops it because she had the timer on the microwave, and I'm like, why did she turn on the microwave
to distract his ass?
Because he gets close to the door, and the minute it goes ding, he looks back, and she's like, that's when she busted out the old door.
That's true.
And they start fighting. So she kind of knew, she learned how he works.
Yeah, and it's like he's like a little monster. Where it's like he's just based on senses.
Yeah.
So it's like once he hears something, he immediately gets distracted one way. So they do have a fight.
And it's not 20 minutes like people want it, but I'm like 20 minutes is really unreal for both of their ages.
Yeah.
So
and it's pretty much what you see in the trailer with like a little bit more added, like a little bit. I wouldn't say that much, but it's still good.
I was fucking here. I was like,
yeah, it was pretty tense. I'm not gonna lie. I do, and I always will say that the scene where she's trying to grab a knife from the sink, and Michael grabs her hand. And I think it's so stupid, but I kind of liked it where he like goes, no, bitch, we're gonna turn this on.
And he's doing ghost on her.
Yeah, but it feels like so much where he's like, bitch, I could have just broken your arm.
But they fight. She ends up stabbing him in the hand on the counter.
And he gets stuck.
She pulls out another knife, gets on top of him, and I was like, okay.
And she's like, she starts grinding on him.
Lord, if you only know that's a fantasy of mine. And then she stabs the other hand.
No,
boom.
he stabs him in the chest.
Oh yeah, in the chest first, in the heart. In the heart.
And that motherfucker gets up, turbo style, boom, and pushes her like just by standing. That shit freaked me out.
But then she gets on top of him, stabs the other hand, kind of like he's on the table like stuck.
It kind of reminds me of the satanic statue because he poses like this and then he gets stabbed in the same way.
I see that.
It's like the same hand positions.
And then she throws the fridge on top of him so he kind of can't get up.
And then he's like like an animal, like he's just like kicking the air. Like he's not doing anything. He's just kicking.
I think he's trying to he's trying, but he can't succeed.
I was like, whoa.
And then she pulls out another knife, and she says something to him, and then he rips his hand off the knife and starts choking her.
Oh, because she also takes his mask off.
Oh yeah, which is weakening him. Oh, she cuts his throat first.
Yeah.
And he
slices it slowly, and it's just kind of like pouring
I'm
blood.
Gonna see you bleed out.
Yeah,
but then he gets his hand off, starts choking her, and we get like this montage of like their history throughout like this new timeline. And I was like, I know I've seen this before, but this is real fucking hype right now. And I'm like this fight. I'm nervous. Is she gonna die with him? Are they both gonna die as the sun comes up? Like what is it? What is gonna happen?
She tells him, fucking do it.
Yeah,
fucking do it, pussy.
And then Allison shows up, breaks his arm, and she slices his arm so he bleeds out even more through the arm because she does it vertically.
Yeah,
and
she just start bleeding. Yep. Everyone arrives. All the police officer just gets there, and Allison goes, Lori says he's dead, and Allison goes, he's not dead enough. So all the cops look at each other and goes, well, time to kill him.
Well, some of the cops are like, is this even like
morally okay?
And I forgot his name, the cop from the two previous movies.
Yeah.
With the cowboy hat. The sheriff with the cowboy hat. He's like, oh no, we doing this.
Yeah, fuck that. Tonight, everything goes.
And it's like a fucking ceremony for Michael where like all the cars are in line. Theirs is the first one with him on top of the car, like being taken somewhere, and everyone in town is watching. And then we get to the graveyard. Sandra's there. Sandra survived that whole neck light bulb to the neck thing.
She survived.
Was weird. And
she's mute. She can't move. She's paralyzed. Everything.
Julian is there.
Oh, Julian's all grown up.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wish he had more of a scene, but I loved seeing him.
Yep. And this is when the shredder comes back because they throw Michael into the shredder and turn it on. And
you know what? I was afraid that he was gonna grab Lori.
I was like, he better not be alive.
Yeah, I was like, he has to be dead.
No, they're not.
But the way that he ripped his hand off, he got stabbed in the fucking heart.
No, he's out of blood.
And I was like, this motherfucker's still going. I was scared that he was gonna like kind of grab her and like have a scare of like Lori.
I was like, Lori, why are you the one pushing him in there?
I would have been like, no.
Because what if he would have tripped?
Yeah, like by accident. Even by accident.
That's a shredder.
There's no forgiving.
Yeah.
But they shred his ass.
They shred his ass. And then we cut to like, I think the next few days or something. And
Hawkins is back. They have a little cute scene, which I would love to see the relationship.
I thought they were going to be married. Yeah. But they're not. They just stay friends and they're talking.
And he gives them like a little gift bag of like vegetables and stuff.
She's finishing up her book.
Yep.
She's like, I killed my boogeyman. I know you can kill yours or whatever.
You just have to let the evil inside.
Yeah. And one thing that I was very questioning and interesting, that she kept the mask.
Yeah.
And it's on her coffee table. And I wonder if this is, I don't want to sound crazy, but I wonder if this is them saying like, this is the end of Lori's story with Michael, but there's more to come with the boogeyman.
I mean, there could be. I mean, it would be a risky move to have not Lori in it. Jamie Lee Curtis from media, she's promised that this is her last movie.
She signed. Apparently, she signed papers.
Yeah, she said, I'm done.
Which, it's fine. I'm okay with that. We can go back to Haddonfield, not have her. That's fine. But my concern is the people that are going to be like, but it's not Michael Myers under the mask.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it doesn't have to be Michael Myers. There's somebody with a mask on killing people.
Yeah, it's like Scream. It's Ghostface.
Ghostface is always different. Exactly.
But
unless you're Matthew Willard, please come back.
Please. I do like how this movie ends because it's almost like finally peace for Lori, because
it feels peaceful.
It's so peaceful because it cuts through every room of the house and everything's done. Like everything's nice and orderly and quiet. It reminds me of Scream 3. When Sydney leaves the door open, like that.
Allison finally is able to leave the town in peace too.
She moved out because she's like, well, I need to live my life pretty much. And I do like that message, you know. So I do like, that's why I like this movie, is because it's still a competent movie, I feel. It's just that if you're making the trilogy, this third movie just feels so separate from everything that I get it. I get why people are disappointed, but you need to go. Like we've said a million times, you need to watch this movie by itself. It's
so much fun. I didn't talk about the nurse death, which I kind of want to talk about, because Allison works at a hospital and she has it's another nurse and the doctor's an asshole to her throughout this whole movie, and she's trying to get this promotion, and Corey's kind of like, is this even worth it, the way he treats you?
Yeah.
But then the other nurse ends up getting the promotion because, I don't want to say it, but she's sleeping with the doctor.
I mean, she is.
That's how she getting her promotion.
I will say the most accurate thing about this movie is the representation of a doctor, because male doctors for some reason are just fucking assholes, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, in the animal field,
I almost looked at you and said a few names.
Yeah, because personally, it's like it's just like that, bro. It's crazy.
It is, and.
So
she's about to shower, because they're about to get dicky, but she goes out because she hears screaming, the music stops, and Corey is just stabbing the fuck out of this doctor
with the plastic bag on his face.
Yeah.
And she's just stabbing his face with the wine opener.
Yep, and then he is going to go kill her, but she locks him out, and he's trying to get in the house, and he can't. And as she's hiding, trying to call for help, Michael shows up behind her, and I don't know why I was so excited, because I was like, look at Michael doing teamwork with another person.
It feel a little strange, but
I was kind of like,
it was like kind of living for it.
Yeah. And then Michael's murdering this chick, and he looks over at Corey like, "That's how you do it, son."
Yeah.
I was like, this is so cool in a way.
But it felt weird that then Corey, he unwraps his hand that he had cut, and then he's smearing it on the wall, and I'm like, why are you doing that?
So then, okay, so I was like,
please explain.
I was like, is Corey gonna cut off 2 fingers to look like Michael?
That's what I thought.
Or because then a few scenes later, him and Allison are together, and she's looking at his hand, and they're having this conversation about, the poison of the town and stuff. And then she looks at his hand and she goes, infection. So I don't know if that meant like Michael has infected him.
Well, he said don't let it get infected.
Don't let it get infected at the hospital. But then she looks at his hand while they're sitting under the
radio tower.
Mm-hmm. And she finishes the sentence with something infected as she looks at his cut. So I wonder if that's the whole meaning, is that Michael, when he unbandages his hand and does this, that Michael's already infected him.
Maybe. I mean, I guess maybe,
but
because I found it fucking random as hell, and I was like, "You just left all your evidence."
I was trying to see what that meant, but then they have that conversation. I was like, "That's probably what it means."
Maybe
the cut is infected, and Michael's infected him.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, "Bro, you just left all your DNA in the."
I mean, he left all his DNA when the doctor was on top of him as he's doing the stabbing. Yeah. So like, this kid was doomed from the beginning.
But that was like a fun death scene because he also kills the nurse, just like the Bob. I'm kind of fucking tired of seeing the little this head tilt. Like, it's like, motherfucker, he did it once. Like, leave him alone. You don't have to do it in every movie.
Yeah, Corey doesn't do it at least.
Yeah, I'm glad
that I can remember.
Wait, I'm pretty sure he does because I think I giggled because I was like, oh, he's being him. I think he does. If I'm not mistaken.
You know what's another scene that was that I liked a lot was when he comes to Allison and she finally, they're about to go get it on, and it cuts directly to the next morning. Like, and you're like, that was fast, and I was like, yeah, like Michael's sister in the first movie.
Oh, that's so true.
But not only that, it was kind of like they go upstairs. Lori gets home and she sees what's happening, but Michael's stalking her.
Yeah.
And he kind of just walks away, and she, Lori looks, and it's like Michael's like, look at my boy getting it on.
Damn. It's like proud parents being like,
because Michael could have just went ahead and went to kill Lori right there if he wanted to. That's true.
But he's like, nah,
it's kind of funny.
I need to watch
this. I really like this movie. And then another scene that I like, these are scenes that I like because, we kind of all over the place today. When Lori, after Corey finally has his first interaction with Michael, that Michael sees through his eyes that he's evil, he goes after that directly to Lori's house. And the way Lori looks out the window is an homage to the first one. But it's like not behind the sheets, it's behind the bush also.
It's almost like two references in one.
Once,
yeah,
which
and
I thought was
pretty
cool.
cool.
And Lori at that moment, that's when she started kind of noticing, like, this kid's kind of off.
Yeah.
Because even when he walks away, she's kind of like, you're not right anymore.
It's almost like she has deja vu when she saw him down, like at the corner.
Exactly.
It's almost like she had deja vu and she's like, uh-oh, like, I don't like this. I will say the jump scare, like right after when he's gone and then it's right behind her, I thought it was the goofiest thing, and I was like,
kind of
bro,
goofy, but I kind of liked it.
I was like, I can't. Well, my thing is because it's also breaking the rule from the first movie where it's like the jump scares don't happen unless it's Michael.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get that he's turning into it, but like, it's like that Loomis kid.
I feel like it was a reference to, when Annie's dad scares her and you're like, you're only entitled to one good scare.
Yeah.
I think it was a reference to that.
Oh, because
it
reminded me of the Loomis one. Remember he like scares someone and there's no jump scare noise, and I think that's what I found so obnoxious about it. It's really fucking loud.
It reminded me of the Sheriff Brackett one only because it happens right after the Bush thing in that first movie.
That's true.
It's like right back. Yeah,
maybe could be.
I don't know, but I really like this movie. Yeah, so I hope everyone goes to see it. And I mean, if you don't like it, I understand. Just
we
nice.
Totally get it.
Be nice to everyone out there, please, in their opinions. That's all I ask for.
At the end of the day, it's a movie.
It's a movie, and at the end of the day, y'all, look at Halloween as a whole, and you have all these other timelines you can go to. And if you prefer another one, that is fine.
Bro, Resurrection could be your favorite movie. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't care.
Just enjoy it.
Exactly. And Halloween H.O. was not the end of Lori's story. Let's be
please.
Real. Let's be real. Resurrection happened. Don't ignore it.
Yeah, but do you have a rating for this movie?
I gave it a 4-star.
So 4-star?
I really loved it, and I honestly did love it more than Kills, and maybe a little more than 2018. And I think that this will be the one that I go back to rewatch the most, just because it's so different from these three, that I really enjoyed it. And like I said in Kills and in 2018, this is still I think this is the timeline the timeline that I really enjoy.
Yeah, man, it's just hard because I want to rate it as a separate movie, but in reality, this is a trilogy. This is part of one continuous story. So if I have to see it in that way, I'm gonna give it a 2 in that perspective. But my thing is that if I were to rate it as a single movie as by itself, a 4 for me for sure.
Okay.
But if I have to put the other movies before it, I have it's low because it's so separate from everything that it feels like a lot of storylines just kind of end and there's no conclusion for those characters. Michael and Laurie don't have this like crazy story between them anymore. It just kind of they all get kind of forgotten until the very end. That's why I call it false advertising because
that's fair
because it's like, oh, we promoted all these things. Corey's story happens, and then they're like, let's just put in the fight at the end because we advertise that, so to be safe.
Okay,
and that's how I see it. But by itself, definitely a 4. If I have to have it connected, then I would say like a 2, which is pretty fair. Low. But yeah,
Daddy of the movie.
Daddy, I mean Corey. Come on,
listen,
Corey's great.
After Corey had his intervention and he goes to his house and he takes off his shirt and he's looking in the mirror like a fucking psychopath, I was kind of like, okay.
I like this. I mean, Allison, for me, I was like, wow, Allison, she knows what she wants. She was like, come here, bitch. Like,
oh my God. Can I say one more scene?
Yeah,
okay.
This is your show.
You remember the Halloween party?
Yeah.
How I thought the dance they were doing was kind of weird, and I was like, what are we alluding to? When he's on the floor just smiling, looking up at Allison, she's kind of like over him doing
like
this.
Caressing him.
If you think about it, it's kind of like telling us what's gonna come into the future. Because then when he finds him dead, she does the
whole thing. That she does the same thing
again.
Which could be like a foreshadowing for sure.
That's the word. Jesus.
Yeah, I do like that party scene was actually pretty great. I do like there's
cute. A Nick Castle cameo there.
Nick Castle shows up, which was pretty funny. I liked his little cameo. The lighting in that movie is in that scene specifically is really well shot. I do like it. I do think it's like his one. It just feels weird because it's like he's having a good time. Then randomly he encounters the mom from the from the first scene.
It was Jeremy, the kid's name.
Oh, Jeremy's kid, the kid that died. And she like starts yelling at him like, "Oh, I'm glad you're happy. Fuck you. I can't live without my son now." And then he like blames Allison for everything, and I felt really weird about it.
I think his way of thinking is like, why did you bring me out? Like, why did you wanted me to come if you know this was like okay. I see why he's blaming her because he's not in the right mind space, but it's also not her fault that he decided to come out. He felt peer pressure to come out.
But my thing is, I never felt like Allison was trying to fix him.
No.
But then he's like, "Why are you trying to fix me?" And then Allison was like, "Damn, I am trying to fix him." And it's like, and then later he's like, she's pretty much kind of like, "No, I'm gonna fix you." Yeah. And it's like, at no moment that I feel like she was actually trying to fix him. She liked him. He was like, "I like this kid," and then he just turned on her like that, and I was like, "Okay, this feels really fucking strange." And I think I didn't like that specific scene. When they're talking outside, I felt so forced because they're like, Michael Myers is cursing all of us, and I was like,
that little fight scene was a little dramatic.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
but other than that, is there any other thoughts you want to say?
No, we didn't get reviews, so I'm kind of scrolling right now.
Are crazy, bro.
Yeah, I was just gonna do a 5-star just because because a lot of people are talking so much fucking shit, but well, I like this one. God bless this fucking trilogy, 5 stars. But yeah, I don't have anything else to add. I give it a 4-star. My daddy is Corey. And favorite kill.
Oh, favorite kill. To be fair, we don't really see a lot of the kills, so I would have to say the DJ.
Okay.
Guy.
Oh, with the tongue. That was really brutal.
The tongue was pretty brutal, and that's the only one that we really, really see.
I'm gonna, even though we don't see it as much, just the image of it happening, because kind of putting your imagination to it. The kid getting his fucking face torch or his mouth torch, and you see kind of it coming out of his eyes and shit, and it's
and that was, that
was kind of turning him into a jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, that would have been pretty great to see, but I get it. Whatever.
Michael did it in 2018. It's okay.
True. That's true. I supposedly Diana Prince had her death scene cut, which I would love to see. Hopefully it's in the extended cut. But she was kind of like, kind of disappointed, but it's fine. She liked that she was still in the movie, so that's pretty great. That's pretty much it. So
I think so.
Guys, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much for listening.
Please go down below. Let us know what you think about the movie. Be nice with each other if you see a opinion you don't like.
Yes, please.
If you want to give us a like and a subscribe, that'd be fucking fantastic. And we'll be back on Thursday for Chucky episode 3.
Yes, only on YouTube.
Only on YouTube. So go check us out there. If you're in our audio platforms, please leave us a review and a rating. That'd be fantastic. Go share us. We love you. Please, we love you.
Love you guys, and remember,
Evil dies tonight!
and it sure did.
Yes, it did.
See you in
Horror
your
Daddies.
dreams.